Welcome into the Week 4 recap. Let's get right into it, starting with redraft. Scooby Delinquent 3-1 defeats Leftist Tears 2-2, 170.15 to 102.57. In what can only be described as sheer domination, Scooby Delinquent downs Leftist Tears without an ounce of remorse. Every player except Khalil Shakir cracked double digits for Scoob, including a monster performance from Ravens running back Derrick Henry. Henry rubbled for 209 all-purpose yards, 9 first downs, and 2 trips to the end zone, one of them from the arm of Lamar Jackson. Leftist Tears will have to regroup for their matchup against Nico's League next week. The Stoners 1-3 defeats No Pun Intended 2-2, 122.87 to 78.69. The Stoners pull the upset and take care of No Pun Intended in the lowest scoring affair of the week. With only 14.38 combined points from their starting quarterbacks, the Stoners had to make up ground elsewhere, and that was made up on the ground on Monday night. Kenneth Walker torches the Lions' defense, scoring 3 touchdowns on his way to nearly 33 fantasy points. He alone didn't win it for the Stoners, though, because No Pun Intended had an all-time toilet bowl, with only 2 starters scoring over 9 points. That poor performance gives the Stoners their first victory on the year, despite scoring in the bottom half this week. The Red Carpets 1-3 defeats Bills Mafia 2-2, 124.17 to 108.9. The Stoners aren't the only team to find the win column for the first time this season, as the Red Carpets reigned victorious over Bills Mafia to move to 1-3. It was another low-scoring battle, but the San Francisco 49ers defense tallies a whopping 22.47 points to lead the Red Carpets to the win. Jahmyr Gibbs helped the cause on Monday night, finding the end zone twice in the Lions' win over the Seahawks. Bills Mafia will have to deal with a few byes in their important matchup with the Stoners next week. Washington Rednecks 2-2 defeats Steel Curtain 1-3, 135.09 to 78.56. The Washington Rednecks didn't have a sweat in this one, defeating Steel Curtain by a healthy 56.53 points. Alvin Kamara and Jamar Chase do a lot of the damage, but it was really a team effort from the Rednecks, with 5 starters cracking the 15-point mark. Steel Curtain had a pitiful showing from Jets running back Breece Hall, and combined with the Steelers' defense going negative, that combo produced only 0.64 points. Nico's League 3-1 defeats Gumpy Glizzy's 3-1, 128.38 to 123.67. This was a close one heading into Monday Night Football, with Nico's League having Montgomery, Hill, and Pollard to match up against Gumpy Glizzy's Achane and St. Brown. It all came down to which combo scored more touchdowns, with Achane scoring none. St. Brown's passing touchdown to Jared Goff didn't do the trick against a rushing touchdown night for each of Pollard and Montgomery. Gumpy Glizzies will look to regroup before their huge game against No Pun Intended next week. Our Week 5 redraft power ranking starting from the bottom at number 10, not moving, the Stoners. At number 9, staying put, the Red Carpets. At number 8, not moving, the Washington Rednecks. At number 7, moving down 1 spot, Steel Curtain. At number 6, moving up 1 spot, Scooby Delinquent. At number 5, moving down 2 spots, Bills Mafia. At number 4, moving up 1 spot, Gumpy Glizzies. At number 3, moving up 1 spot, Nico's League. At number 2, staying put, is Leftist Tears. And remaining in the number 1 spot is No Pun Intended. Our Week 5 redraft game of the week is, No Pun Intended, 2-2 versus Gumpy Glizzies 3-1. We are back in the world of bye weeks, and each of these powerhouse teams will have to contend with them this week. Jalen Hurts and J.K. Dobbins, notably for No Pun Intended, and Amon-Ra St. Brown out for Gumpy Glizzies. We might be looking back to this game as a pivotal turning point in the playoff push. Alright, right into Dynasty. Gump Dynasty 4-0 defeats Prestige Worldwide 1-3, 141.04 to 102.28. C.J. Stroud and Derrick Henry carried Gump Dynasty to victory over Prestige Worldwide, combined accounting for 60.9 of Gump's 141.04 points. Prestige Worldwide couldn't keep up with the onslaught, especially with extremely lackluster performances from Tyreek Hill and James Cook. Bye weeks are back, and Prestige Worldwide will have to dip into the depths of the roster next week against the Scoob Empire. Stratton Oakmont Inc. 3-1 defeats Cumber Dynasty 2-2, 120.32 to 107.58. Christian McCaffrey? Who needs him? Stratton Oakmont Inc. sure doesn't, somehow scraping a win from the bottom of the barrel despite scoring the 3rd least point total this week. A goose egg from Mark Andrews and 1 point from an injured Rashee Rice was still enough to do it against a struggling Cumber Dynasty team who couldn't find the booming quarterback performances they've had in the past. They'll have to deal with a couple byes in a powerhouse matchup with Gump Dynasty next week. The Scoop Empire 2-2 defeats Sneezy Raccoon 74, 0-4, 139.66 to 130.94. It was a close one on Monday night, but Kenneth Walker proved himself and propelled the Scoop Empire to the win despite Sneezy Raccoon 74 getting 4 total touchdowns from the Detroit combo of Gibbs and St. Brown. Sneezy Raccoon 74 is now shockingly 0-4, but should have their easiest chance to tally a win so far when they match up against I Am They in Week 5. I say should because that Lions duo is on bye. Unfortunate news for the only 0-4 team. Nico's Dream Team 3-1 defeats I Am They 1-3 149.76 to 148.62. We have another instant classic. This one on Monday Night Football in Detroit. Nico's Dream Team was looking really good heading into Monday night, just needing the combo of Tony Pollard and Geno Smith to score less than 43.65 points. Things got very interesting when Pollard had his best game of the season so far, tallying 17.9 fantasy points. It was up to Smith late in the Lions-Seahawks game. It wasn't looking great for I Am They, as the Lions were looking to run out the clock to seal the game, with Smith just short of the total. But just before the 2-minute warning, Seattle's defense got the ball back by way of a safety, and Smith was back to work. In a combination of passing and rushing, Smith crossed the threshold needed to give I Am They the victory, and Nico's Dream Team had basically given up hope. But Smith got I Am They over the hump by less than a point, and with the Seahawks still needing a timely touchdown, they were in pass-first mode. On an attempt to the end zone, Smith couldn't find a receiver in white. Instead, Lions defender Kirby Joseph hauls in a fantastic interception to end the game. The negative points attributed to Smith by throwing the pick sent I Am They's score plummeting back down exactly 2 points, and despite scoring the second most points this week, their total dropped below that of Nico's Dream Team, giving I Am They their 3rd loss of the season in dramatic and heartbreaking fashion. Our Week 5 Dynasty Power Ranking starting at the bottom. At number 8 not moving is I Am They. At number 7 staying put Prestige Worldwide. At number 6 staying put Nico's Dream Team. At number 5 moving down 1 spot Sneezy Raccoon 74. At number 4 moving up 1 spot The Scoop Empire. At number 3 moving down 2 spots Cumber Dynasty. At number 2 staying put Stratton Oakmont Inc. And claiming the number 1 spot moving up 2 spots to do so is Gump Dynasty. And our Week 5 Dynasty Game of the Week is Cumber Dynasty 2-2 versus Gump Dynasty 4-0. This is set to be an extreme heavyweight matchup, but Gump Dynasty will definitely be favored with Montgomery and Goddard on bye for Cumber Dynasty. Alright everyone, thanks for listening to the Week 4 recap. We will see everybody in Week 5.